Hello and welcome to Burning Questions. This is my final BQ for a couple of weeks, taking some would say a well-earned sabbatical. Some would say I don't work very hard. But I can tell you one thing. It is the walking wound, and I'm not going to isolate anyone's illness in particular, but basically everyone's running a fever. Everyone's got a cough. Everyone's got something wrong with them, and yet we're all brave and powerful enough to turn up for Burning Questions. We'll start with you, Andy. That pallor is starting to come over your face again. It's sort of the colour of your face is starting to match the side of the hair, and it's a problem.
Yeah, no, it is. I haven't been out well the last 24 hours. And, when Kate has to cook for you, you're in dire problems.
Well, we did ask you whether you were having some problems with the website because the replays have been quite slow. And when you said you hadn't watched any replays, I immediately dialed 000, and then you said, no, I'm okay, because I knew something had to be terribly wrong. Dunny, how are you, mate? You've got a little bit more colour to your face, but you haven't been great either. But hopefully the horse that you're sending around on Saturday night at Cranbourne is well.
Hopefully he's well. Just got a bit of a cough, but yeah, all good.
How are you, Skeeter?
I think I'm the pick of the bunch today, Don. I've been a little under the weather of recent times, but not too bad today. I'm well.
Well, just to make life very hard on us, I've got 5 questions. Dunny lets out a nice little. That was a productive cough, is what we would call that. We might get a sputum sample from you a little bit later on, Dunny. Whether you're celebrating a win or shoveling in the stables, you want your staff to look and feel their very best. You do that with a thermometer. No, you do that with uniforms from Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety. They've got you covered for clothing, protective equipment, and plenty more. Check out hippocketworkwear.com.au, and don't forget Nurse on Call if you need urgent assistance and you don't want to put pressure on the ambulance system. Question 1 of the Burning Questions goes to you, Aaron Dunn. Will we see the Beast Mode Bondi first up this campaign, or will he be a touch too fresh for bringing on the pain? How screwed down is he, Dunny?
No, he's pretty screwed down. He's, I was probably going to give him a good 7-8 weeks jogging at least, but he sort of been a bit of an idiot on the jogger and give himself a couple of fast runs, and he'd come down a bit quicker, so I started fast with him, working him, and then he went miles harder, and he should have probably with, that was probably just a bit of the mistake of the galloping pacemaker hitting the stirrup and going a bit hard, and he just pulled up good from it, so I just kept progressing forward, and he seems fine. But yeah, I probably couldn't have gone any slower the first fast run. I had a sore finger for 2 days after him pulling so hard.
Just one finger?
Oh yeah, just because it squashed it that hard, probably trying to hold him.
Will he be driven the way we're used to seeing Bondi lockdown driven on Saturday night?
Oh, look, preferably I would have liked to have drawn the back row and been able to follow him through. Drawing 7's probably not ideal, but, going forward for his future, it'd be nice to sit him in and see. But, look, I just, especially that probably Max Delight inside me, and, yeah, so he'd probably have too much gate speed for me also, and I don't really want to be working into the first turn, so too hard. So we'll just play it by ear, but might just go out for 50, and he might decide what I'm doing anyway.
Now, it's a great feature of the interviews we've had with you when it comes to Bondi lockdown is hearing about his heart rate after certain fast work. Are you very happy where that's at right now when he's finished a bit of fast work?
Well, probably when he says third fast run, like the track record here at home was say 2-1 before he beat it and went 159, or we went 2-1, and his heart rate might have been prior to that, 78 or something like that, or it was 74. So that was extremely low.
I've got to keep a spreadsheet of this stuff. I honestly do. I'll make. If only I could make a spreadsheet, I'd do it. Andy, you haven't been able to watch replays, but you know these horses pretty well. What do you think is going to happen in the fast class?
Yeah, obviously, he's a great horse, Bondi lockdown, and we're all happy to see him back. I think the last trainer who said his horse come to the can a little bit too quick was the Gesuoso, and that didn't work well for that trainer, so he's out in the paddock. So, just a little bit of concern that he has probably come to hand a little bit too quick, and those good horses generally can. But he just seems, he's a beast, and he just seems to be able to take anything in his stride. Obviously, Aaron works him quite hard as well. So, yeah, and, I know Aaron said he's going back. I don't know if he knows the meaning of that anyway. So, I say, he's still a chance of finding the lead, but no, it's just great to see him back, and hopefully, he has a great preparation this time in, and yeah, I've got nothing at home that can beat him at the moment. So yeah, no, he's a quality horse, and hope he has a great preparation this time.
Andy's thinking to himself, if I haven't got long left, I'm going to send out some barbers before I go. I'm going to let a few people know how I feel. Skeeter, you haven't got Bondi locked in on top. Neither have I. I don't think you've got him on top.
I haven't, and I feel like I'm shooting Bambi a little bit because I love.
He will absolutely smash him, and we'll look like idiots. You're aware of that, yeah?
And it could happen. It really could happen because we've come to expect the unexpected from Bondi Lockdown, haven't we? He's just an absolute X Factor horse. But I just think this week how it works out, I think Supreme Dominator can either lead or be behind the leader, or worst case, he's going to be 1-1 and probably trailing Bondi Lockdown. So, look, I thought his 2 runs back this preparation have been excellent. So, yeah, I just thought maybe, not this particular race, Bondi Lockdown, but in saying that, you wouldn't be shocked if he wins because he's shown us before what a quality horse he is.
He's the best horse in the race. I tipped Supreme Dominator thinking I was clever, and I thought, I'll get a little bit of value here. This is going to be fun. I might even tweet about it, eh? I'll tweet about it. He's $2.10 favourite. Well done, Bond. Right, second question of the burning questions. Can Snooze stack the deck in fast class trot with Prince and Man, or can one of his rivals work to scupper that grand plan? Now, I've had 2 or 3 private retirement ceremonies for McLovin at my house. Just a few friends over, little dinner, cook some vegetarian pasta. He's still going around, so he must have something left to give Andy.
Yeah, obviously, we're pretty disappointed with his last run. Got beat a long way, but again, we can only go what he's been doing at home, and he's been working quite good. It's not an ideal draw for him. Obviously, it's going to be hard, especially around Cranbourne, but I still think he'd be quite competitive. Yeah, probably not a winning draw, but I'm sure he can run a place. And yeah, we know this is his last preparation. Just be nice to, if we can sort of win one down the track and, pull the pin on him winning one. But that might not be the case. He just might be completely done, but still in great order, still likes being in work. And yeah, pretty impressed with his work, leading into this race. I expect him to go pretty well.
Who's the one to beat, you reckon?
I think Brownlow Prince. I think if it finds the top, it's going quite well. So, yeah, I think it'll be the one to beat.
Getting a nod of the head I felt there from Skeeter. It was a subtle nod. It was just one of these. Are you thinking Brownlow Prince as well, Skeeter, or what?
I think he's going to be very hard to beat, and I think he can probably lead because obviously Who's the Man, drawn 1. Brownlow Prince was able to hold McLovin a couple of starts ago, and we know McLovin's pretty quick off the gate as well. So, yeah, I think his previous 2 runs, Brownlow Prince, have been really good, and if he's in front, he's going to be hard to beat, although I've got a huge amount of respect for Humble Lad as well. I don't think the top will be there for him, but he's going to be forward enough to be right there in the finish.
Tag's just waving to me next door. He's very, I don't know what to say about him, actually. Dunny, now, we're out of the Bondi lockdown questions, and you've done so much form. We forced you into this situation where you've got to go and do all this form. What did you come up with in the fast class square gating affair in the program at Cranbourne?
Well, I was probably on Brownlow Prince as well. Listen to Andy, though, McLovin, he could just come out and still win. So I've sort of, with Brownlow Prince, I think getting the front with the stablemate having won will help. And, be interested to see how Powder Keg goes first up. But he had a bit of a look at his form, and it probably wasn't as good first up, but he was probably a quality runner too. And then you've still got Kai Valley Prince and Robbing Royale. So it's a very even race, I thought. But I'll just go with the leader.
Yeah, anything can win. Robbie Royale, Kai Valley. It's quality. Yeah, I've got to play it. Rightio. Question 3 of the burning questions, and I promise not to retire McLovin again until you give me the nod. All right, and the wink, Andy, because it's not fair to him, and it's also costing me a lot of money to have these people around. I don't like entertaining. Question 3, and Andy, I know Knights Templar, the home ground is probably Warrigal, so let's calm down. I know you wanted to get me with that last week. Will the home ground ensure that Templar proves too good, or has Geoff's old mate Cobber got the class to lead throughout? Andy, what do you reckon? We were both on Knights Templar going back a couple of weeks ago, I think, and it didn't quite work out. The race wasn't run to suit. I'm backing up. He's 4 from 4 at Cranbourne. Yeah,
no, he has a great record at Cranbourne, and yeah, I think Cobber's the only one that can beat him. He's got the gate speed to lead, and it's probably going to put him back on the fence a little bit. But yeah, he's a quality horse. He can get to the line really good. So probably not a lot of depth in the race. He probably showed last time. It's very hard when the first quarter is really slow and you make a move in the last 1200 sort of off the clock. So it's pretty hard to look impressive when that happens. So I still thought he performed quite good, but he's better coming off speed, and I still think he's probably the one to beat.
You're not going to make him your best day, Andy?
Not if you are. I'm not going. Go down. I'll go by myself, not with you this time, J-Bob.
Well, we've drowned together a few times. Skeeter's had to swim out and save us a few times. Dunny, what do you reckon here? Knights Templar. It's a good little race. Interest Free's a good horse. Cobber's rapidly improving type. What did your form analysis find for you in this one?
Yeah, I think Cobber probably gets to the front. Interest Free's probably a nice horse, but he needs a perfect run, and he could probably win it because he's ran past me a couple of times with a soft run in the past. But yeah, if he got the perfect run, I reckon he'd be the horse to beat. But I think Cobber leading and Knights Templars ain't going to have to do a bit of work over the short, and then just probably can't quite get into it. But we'll be thereabouts.
What do you reckon, Skeeter?
Yeah, I thought there might be a little bit of speed on early, and I'm with Knights Templar. I thought it looked a really nice race for him. And like Andy, I thought he was sort of against the odds, is still really good last time out, although beaten. So it is a step up in class for Cobber, even though he has been going really well and has been able to defeat some nice fields. Sticking with Knights Templar this week.
Yeah, I'm definitely with Knights Templar, and I'm going to best bet him, Andy. So if you have to shift gear now, do it. We are here for hip pocket workwear and safety. If you enjoy watching Burning Questions, you can send Demazin, Lemsip, cold and flu tablets to any of the panelists this week. Just email jbonnington@hrv.org.au and tell us what your donation will be. Question 4 of the Burning Questions. Andy, does Big Yam intimidate his way to find the lead, or will some faster starters make him suffer in the breeze? It seems to be there's horses like this, like Bondi Lockdown, that they just love parking out regardless of whether they're going to get crushed or not. And I feel like Yam Buckin's just a horse they look at and say, yeah, I mean, I could give you the front and it'd make life easier on me, but I might just park you instead. What do you think's going to happen on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think apart from Tuppence, I think he can cross everything, and I think he can hold like captain. Great form analyst told me a long time ago what great gate speed he's got. And he has got, doesn't draw the front line very, very often, but when he does, he does leave the gate pretty. I think he, go pretty close to finding the top on his own accord. So we know he had to sit wide last start and still ran the fastest last mile and covered an extra 38 metres. It was an unbelievable run. So he's in really good order. And yeah, if they hold him out, they probably won't be winning, I'd say.
I was going to say, assuming he's still alive at 7:05 on Saturday night, you would expect him to win if he's in front.
Yeah, no, definitely. Even though he hasn't had a lot of starts yet, he's shown what a quality horse he is, and hopefully he can step out of the shadow of his brother, who always gets a mention every time he's in Yambucky, so I won't mention him this time.
What did I call him? Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez at some point in the form comment. I'm an idiot. Dunny, I think we might have been told here. Are you with Yambucky, or are you going to swim against the tide here?
Well, it always sort of changes after Andy talks. You sort of think, you start to second guess yourself. But I just thought Tuppence might have tried to hold the front, soon as he won good last start from the front. But then it's over the trip a bit more. So, or not so second start ago. But yeah, look, Yambucky, he's shown he's a tough horse, and after his run last week, but that could set it up for something from behind, like the captain. So I might just go with the captain for something different.
I'm so deteriorated mentally and physically. I'm tipping Reactor now, which tells you it is time for a break. Skeeter, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I thought the key here was probably La Captain. I thought if it got across Yambucky and found the top, there probably wouldn't be a front there for Yambucky, but I thought Tuppence is probably happy to take a sit. So that's music to my ears, because I've got Yambucky on top if Andy thinks he can hold La Captain. And if that's the case, if La Captain doesn't get across, I think the front's more than likely going to be there for Yambucky. And he went into my black book after that last start performance. He was enormous then, and no doubt he's a quality horse. So he's on top for me.
Andy's got a dead set against La Captain's gate speed. Remember, Drain the Swamp was going to basically. He just looks quick, according to Andy. He's not fast at all. It's an optical illusion what La Captain's doing. Final question of the burning questions: will Soho Historia, Skeeter, this was your best bet from last week to make it? Yes, 7 in a row. Continue on the tear, or has she met her match in Brawny's older, tougher mare? That's I'm Off and Gone.
I'm with her again. Soho Historia. There's no doubt this is hard. I'm Off and Gone is a really, really nice mare. There's no doubt about that. But I thought Soho Historia can use her gate speed to probably find the top, and I'm Off and Gone might go back, and use her speed. So they definitely look the two, don't they? It looks a bit of a match race, but I'm sticking with Soho Historia. I actually asked Connor in the post-race interview. I sort of tried to line her up against Von Art, but he was very diplomatic in answering the question and said that the camp have a really good opinion of both horses. So sticking with her, but no doubt the major danger is I'm Off and Gone.
Just for those doing a cough scoreboard, it's 3 to Dunny, 1 to Andy, 1 to me, and Skeet has been able to hold herself together. Dunny, I want to give you an opportunity first, so you aren't swayed, manipulated by the words of Andrew Patrick Gath. What are your thoughts here with Soho Historia and I'm Off and Gone?
I'm with Historia. I just think sometimes those mares, when they get in the zone, they're hard to beat. Probably just got that fraction bit of race form at the moment, and yeah, I just think she's got the draw advantage and should be able to use it.
Are you with me, Andy? I reckon we found the bottom of Historia here. I think I'm Off and Gone's going to absolutely crush her. Are you with me or are you with the other two?
I'm with the other two. I reckon Historia will lead, and I think she'll be Off and Gone on the bend. Be too good for Bond, so you yourself, J Bond.
Oh, look, when I say smash, I think she'll win by a small margin. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it's going to be a very close race. But based on what I thought would happen last week at Shepparton, anything could happen. I actually think, to be honest, Dancing with Flow will beat Wonka Lake, actually, if the form from Shepparton stands up. Best bets. We'll start with you, please, Aaron Dunn.
Well, I might just have to stick with Bondi again because I've tipped him each time I've been on this show, and if I tip away from him, I'm worried that might be the miles. So I'll just go with him.
I like it. It doesn't give us any extra confidence, but I like it. Andy, what's your best bet on the program? You can't have Knights Templar. You can have Yambucky, don't you?
No, I'm not, because I keep stopping everything. I just want to get on the board. And I'm probably going with the shortest price favourite or not. And that's Kusanova.
You can't have Kusanova. Andy, that's not getting on the board. That is not how you get on the board.
Huh?
That's not how you get on the board. Oh, all right, Kusanova. Oh, dear. I'll be going Knights Templar as my best in the program. Skeeter, all the pressure on you. It'd be just so awful. I'm not going to be here next week if you have to come back and host burning questions coming off your first loss for 8 weeks. What are you going to do?
Well, I feel like I've got to change now because I had cousin over, and after the
I marked it $1.60. It's going to be $1.30.
Well, then, Bond bet $1.60. I thought, we might sneak $1.70 or something like that. I would be happy. I just want to find a winner, and it's a tough program. So, if you're not happy with that, I can find it. I've got a backup.
No, Andy's done it. You can have. In fact, but I'm going to say this: if Kusanova wins, Dunny and I get it as well, because it's default. It will be winning. If he doesn't win, I'll take 3 weeks off. That's been Burning Questions. Fun as always. We're not in the best of health, but we've soldiered on with Codral. I'm not on Codral, but if you are, that's great for you. Maybe they can be a new sponsor. Well done, Skeeter.
Thanks, Bon.
Great job, Dunny. Love the amount of form you did for this.
Thank you. And
good luck with Bondi Lockdown. And Andy, you just go and get yourself in front of a heater, maybe grab yourself a warm lemon and honey tea, okay?
Okay, not a problem, guys.
God bless you all. Hopefully we're all still here when I come back in 2 weeks. That's been Burning Questions. Hopefully we found some winners this week, because apart from Skeeter, we haven't found many lately.